this side.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So this is basically a migration from non-HU managed legacy system to HU managed EWM system. The challenge is that they are having a dynamic pack spec, as in they do not maintain same quantity of same material in same packaging material. So it can be 5 quantity of the same material in one box. However, it can be 10 quantity this time in a bigger box. So it's all order based. If the client is ordering, customers are ordering, as per that they manufacture and they send. So always the boxes differ. That is a challenge we are facing. Why we are facing this challenge? Reason being, we are extracting their inventory from the legacy system. So here we have rules to pull out all the inventory. So and ultimately using that rule, we are automatically creating the ISU file as well, and which calls out for no enrichment, as in we will not manually touch the upload file at all. Whatever values get fetched from legacy.
This will happen every day?
Only one time. I mean, this as in the legacy inventory pull out, right, sir? Yes, only one time. So right now we are just mapping the rules. All rules are mapped. Currently, I'm facing issue to migrate their stock from non-HU managed to HU managed, because same material is having 2 quantity in one box. Same material is having 2 quantity in one box, 3 quantity in another box, and those packaging materials are different because quantity is varying. So the sizes are also varying. And that is something they decide manually. So if say in the production they produced 5 quantity of material 1, then the person receiving that in the warehouse from the manufacturing area, he will just pack it into a box which can fit 5 of these. Sometimes it will be 2, so a smaller box. So that's completely dynamic we see. The challenge is, if I pull out the inventory from legacy one time, then how do I manage these stocks in different HUs or packaging materials? So currently, one box is 2, one box is 5 right now, loose. So they do not have HU. So each box is HU for me in EWM system. So that's the challenge I'm facing. How do I, because if I pull, I will have the bin, the material, the quantity, and the batch number. Physically, since they don't have HUs, they have just boxes, so they can manage. But for me, each box has to be one HU. I'm trying to pull, but I will not be able to pull because we in the upload file, we have to create entries, right, for the HU as well. So that has to be automatic. We cannot call in manual entries because the inventory file should not be touched at all. Whatever we download, the ISU file gets created automatically and that will be uploaded.
Oh, okay. ISU file gets created automatically.
Yes, sir.
So through IDOC, something like that?
No. So we have a transformation program. So we have access to their database. So we have explained them how these rules are mapped. I mean, to your system data is what to my system. We have given them explanation. So they have given us rules. We form a query. We pull down the data. Then we do transformation, automatic transformation. So let's say if this belongs to this area, then this is the storage location. This is the storage bin, all these informations. This is the stock type. So we have automatic rules for that. Okay. So whenever the condition matches, the stock type gets changed or the owner gets changed, the party and title gets changed in this way.
How do you say that there is there any identification in the other system, like two pieces in one box, right? So are they maintaining HU in that?
No, there is no HU. So that is what I said. It is completely physical verification, what you see. So if you're producing only 2 quantity, you will use a small box, right? But if you're producing 10 quantity, you will use a bigger box.
Oh, you meant to say that their quantity is based on the batch, you're saying?
Based on the order they receive.
order means supplier, I mean, when customer order?
From the customer, whenever the customer places order for this manufacturing, for this finished product, they will manufacture it. So they don't keep in manufactured in advance.
But who decides in which box this material should go?
The person who is doing the manufacturing, when the finished goods receiving is happening, I mean, not receiving, sorry, when the finished goods gets created, okay, in the work center, in the machines. So the final product that comes out of the machine, there is a person, packer, who packs them.
But there might be a set of rules, right? That if it is 5 products, then this box. If it is 7, then this box. If it is 8, then this box. There might be predefined rules for the packer also, right? The packer might be having some rules in his mind.
Exactly. So currently they do not have this rule written somewhere in system. It is just manually. So let's say you are there in a store and you are selling stuff. I mean, DMart or anything. So they pack it right in box, and that's dynamic. There's no rule written. So they try to fit it completely. It is no hard and fast rules. Now another challenge is, even if they have rule, they have separate ways in different warehouses. So we are trying to come up to a single solution.
I did not get one point. Like you said, 2 pieces, right? 2 pieces into one HU and 3 pieces into another HU, something like that. Is how do they I mean, segregate like that in the system? Because you said there is no handling unit management in their system.
Yes, sir.
So how is there any demarcation to say that this 2 is in some, otherwise this consignments will be in a separate bins, something like that. 2 pieces, 1 box is in bin 1. 3 pieces in 1 box in bin 2, something like that.
So near the machine, the final machine where the production is happening, they will have packaging materials kept there, boxes, small, big, everything. So as per the quantities production for one manufacturing order, it gets produced, it picks those and then sees I can fit it or not in a small box. No, I cannot. I'll use a big box. So that is completely user driven.
No, that is okay. We were talking about you are taking the stock of the item which is already kept in a bin, correct?
No. We are not using from there. That is also one more case, but mostly they do not have the inventory placed in the warehouse.
Okay.
The biggest challenge is at the time of manufacturing only. If we can manage this, we can manage the storage bin as well. But the problem, sir, is that we only need this one time. After that, they will continue the process. We are only trying to pull the legacy and transform. This is just one time I am facing this challenge, because once they start using HU system, HU manage, so it is again same packaging material. You use this material or that material. That is not a problem to me. Currently, I'm facing problem. If I have one material in 2 boxes, 2 quantity, 3 quantity, then I need one HU entry as well in the upload file. Right?
Why HU is required? Just my question. Why HU is required?
Okay, why HU is required? Because currently they need to scan the material, the batch, and the quantity to perform the put away to their final bins.
Yeah, that's okay. HU is not required in that case, right? We also have product labels.
We have product.
We also have product labels where you can place material barcode and batch barcode, quantity barcode. You can do put away by that also.
So they do not want. So if you do HU put away, you only need to scan it once. But if you use this product batch scan put away, you need to scan it 3 times. That is one thing. And let's say if one batch is manufacturing, say 100 quantity of same product, but they have, so currently they will scan 3 times: product, batch, and quantity, and then they will scan the destination bin. But if you try to do the same from RF here currently, it let's say it's in all sorts of different boxes, HU manage. If you try to do all at once, it will give you error. So that's why they want to migrate to HU, saying we will just scan once and it goes and sits in the bin. And at the same time, HUs are always having their own advantage.
Yeah, but you can also have one QR code for all the combination of these three: product, match, and quantity. Or
Yes.
not quantity,
Yes.
product and match. We also use that in my previous company. Just one QR code which contains all the information which is required for scanning purpose. That's it.
But no, that is not the problem. If I'm able to pull their inventory, get the upload file ready, my all problem is solved. Because next, whatever they are doing in SAP, and that can be managed easily. The problem is pulling their inventory, transforming it into HU managed system.
No, why can't they stop for 2 days and then do that?
They stopping it is all everywhere. So they need to stop it completely.
Yeah, they have to stop for Saturday and Sunday and then complete all of them.
So they are giving just few hours for that. Only few hours. So if we have the rules already ready, so we'll just pull the inventory, and the advantage is pulling takes 15 to 20 minutes and the file gets created automatically.
How many materials they are going to manufacture in a day? How much quantity is, forget about that. How many materials?
Dynamic, but that's high.
That's high means like 10,000 or 5,000 or 1,000?
Material or quantity, sir?
No. Materials, I'm talking. Materials.
Okay, so definitely they have more than 1,000 materials getting manufactured every day.
1,000 finished goods they are going to manufacture.
Yes, even semi-finished as well.
Yeah, just one point here. Usually when there are such huge materials and quantities being produced in a day, and you have to migrate, of course, there should be some understanding with the business that we are going to stop the business for 1 or 2 days. Yeah. And usually it should be over the weekend. Yeah, when the business is not...
Manufacturing will stop. It is not a problem. Manufacturing will stop. They don't work on Saturdays, Sundays as well. Manufacturing will stop.
Yeah.
But the problem here is the basic ask from our company and the basic requirement from their company is that we will not touch the upload file that gets created automatically. We will not allow you to touch the file, even to modify one entry. Because
this part is not clear here. Can you elaborate on that?
Okay, so the process that we will be following is we will pull the legacy inventory and automatically generate the upload files. That's how it's going to work. So the client says, I will not allow you to open the inventory file, make modification, and then upload in EWM. I will not allow that. So for this reason, we are trying to, we have mapped everything. The only challenge is pack spec. How do I generate HUs based on quantities that are varying for the same material? Based on packaging material, because it's dynamic and completely order based. They are not storing it in their inventory, or even if they have their inventory, that is still okay. But in the inventory also, some box is having 2, some is having 5, some is having 10 or 12 in this way. It is all distributed. And since these are different batches, we cannot ask them to combine all together. So for this,
I'm a bit surprised to see, how they manage their business also. Yeah. They don't have a specific streamlined business, I believe, in terms of when you say we GR something, we manufacture in GR something and we put it, it's the choice of the operator to put it the way he wants.
Reason being that it's order based. So they just pack and they just ship it on the same day or max to max next day. That's why they are having this dynamic quantity stuff.
Yeah, but still there should be, 2 parameters basically. Let's say the dimension of what you're manufacturing to the weight and volume of what is getting manufactured, right? And third would be the quantity. How many,
so you can manage the length and the width as per the finished material. But problem is, if you try to stuff, let's say, take an example of, which example shall I take? So let's take pen. When the finished pens will have 10 quantity, let's say in a small box. If the client ordered just 1 box, you will pack it into a small box and send. But if the client ordered 10 boxes, so you will have a bigger box, right? Dimension is still the same, but it is the volume.
These are predefined rules, right, Gaurav? These are predefined business rules should be there. If it is not there, then it's very difficult to manage the business.
Yeah.
Exactly, Omkar. So there's no rule to business.
Because
No.
listen,
Maybe, yeah, Omkar, what you said is right. Like, Gaurav, can we do like this? I mean, just an idea. I'm not sure whether it is going to work. Like, you're saying that if the customer requested 10 pieces, their pack spec should be 10 pieces, right? Something like that.
But this is only when, sir, we are saying the pack spec is 10. Let's say this time the customer says, I want only 2 pens. But then my pack spec is broken now. And I cannot use the same box because 8 spaces will be empty. So the pens will be moving around left and right while shipping.
Correct.
So they will use even small box.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay. So what you can do is, I mean, just an idea, what I'm planning. You have already you have some rules, right? This is only applicable for, I think, the stock uploading or anything for only applicable for only one day.
Only one time.
One time and one day maximum, right?
Yes, sir.
So one thing like Bhupesh or Omkar is saying that can be stopped all these things for one day so that everything can be done. But you said it is not possible. Okay, only 2 hours it is possible. Forget about that. Next. So other way around, I was thinking, why can't you create a pack spec creation program or modification program based on the sales order? Okay, so what I'm saying, as and when the order comes from the customer, I mean customer or vendor, whatever you say, vendor or customer. Customer. So once the customer ordered any specific particular order, so in the pack spec itself, okay, in the pack spec itself, create a new line, new field, sales order, something like that, okay? And then customer number, sales order and customer number, or any one of them. This is in the condition record, okay? And as and when the sales order received, okay, system has to create with these 2 fields a level 1 with quantity of 10. I mean, if the customer orders 10, quantity of 10 automatically with this condition record. And if any customer order existing with the same sales order, it has to be modify. Like customer also can be, possibility is he can change the customer order. Maybe he is ordering 10. Meanwhile, we received 11. Okay. So in that case, take the baddie or enhancement for the pack spec creation, and then with this 3 fields, okay, with these 3 fields and with the same material, create a new pack spec with the sales order and customer. And then if customer sales order, I think it is S/4HANA, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If the customer sales order is closed, then closed means completed. Okay. Completed, and have a background job and check for the packaging specifications, which is having with this condition record value, sales order and customer, and then delete it.
Okay.
Okay.
Or else, Raju, sir, we can also reuse it, right, for next sales order. Suppose we get same sales order with same quantity with same customer, we can check in table that, okay, do you already have the same combination of pack spec?
You can also do that, yeah. If you have anything something like that, you can use it, but sales order cannot be repeated, right, as per your system, as per your...
So problem for this approach will be, sir, at the time of manufacturing, there are always some wastage. So they might not end up finishing what the customer ordered. So if customer wanted 100 quantity, there was some damages, wastage, and due to that, they ended up producing 90.
Okay.
That one case. Other case is that they always do not produce the entire quantity at once.
Okay. Meaning sometimes it might happen to give that 100 to 100, 100 to 90, 100 to 80, something like that. But 100 to 101, right?
Not 101, never. But at least it will be the worst case which I can think of is they will produce 12 quantity in one day or 14 quantity in one day. Then next day they will do 16, 18. Numbers itself are varying, the finished product that is coming out from the machine.
So that means they are not going to produce whatever they were asking, whatever they can able to produce, right?
Yes, that
I
is
think
what.
they're delivering partially.
So they can deliver partially, they can deliver entire 100 at once, but the product that is coming out of machine, the in multiple quantity, that is not fixed.
Okay. Do one thing. Instead of sales order, what you can do is you are using manufacturing process.
Yes, sir.
In SAP EWM also.
Yes.
Okay. So as and when the manufacturing order is confirmed, create your pack spec then.
So whenever we are receiving the delivery in EWM,
whenever you receive the material in EWM, you may be receiving 10 quantity, right? Something like that. So based on this 10 quantity, based on this 10 quantity, I mean, maybe maintain some table when the sales order is created, example, okay? When the sales order is created, maintain a table. In that table, I mean, this is only for one day. I mean, we are talking about a lot of things here. So is one day purpose, this many developments is not going to be worth, but yeah.
Definitely.
I was giving an idea, that's it, okay? But I mean, a lot of time waste and may work, may not work sometimes. So you have to do very, I mean, aggressively testing and everything. But yeah, as and when the manufacturing order is, I mean, inbound delivery is confirmed, manufacturing relevant inbound delivery is confirmed. Create a pack spec, okay? And then somewhere in the manufacturing order or somewhere, you capture the customer or you capture the sales order as a reference, okay?
Okay.
And take that reference and then create your pack spec based on that. So then,
so I know that which packaging material I have to use.
Exactly.
But then, sir, this is an approach which we will use after EWM go live, right? After SAP go live.
You are saying that it is only for after go live, you are not going to use it, right?
After go live, you let users select whatever packaging material, because we do not have any problem with that.
Correct. This is only for your uploading ISU file, right? In ISU are uploading your data.
Yes, only one time at the time. Like if they have 2 box, same material, 3 and 2 quantity, how do I capture that and put in my system and say this is 2 HUs?
Yeah.
You're trying to say that you're not going to use this forever. You just want this at migration.
Yes, because what user will do is, so even today, right now, let's say we are working in SAP now. So user will create packs. I mean, he will put the quantity, he will create the HU, and that will get moved into warehouse.
Then so if it just required for migration, then you can enter packaging material in the Excel file, right? By creating some upload program or something like that for creating the HUs.
That can be done. That is not a problem. Problem is how to what do I say? How to put those multiple entries into different HUs, because SAP will not know. For them, it is 5 quantity, 1 line, 1 batch, 1 material, 5 quantity. But physically, it is 2 boxes, 3 and 2 quantity.
But you will create 2 entries, right, for that?
Yes, for that, our SAP needs 3, 1 HU2. That is, I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
That you have to anyways put in as an input parameter in your Excel. If you're trying to create only HUs for one-time purpose or migrating it from non-legacy to legacy, so we will have some upload program for that. We will have some Excel for uploading for that, or might be some other file. But how system should create the HUs, that we have to tell the system that for 5 quantities, you have to create 1 HU of 2 pieces for this packaging material, 3 pieces for this packaging material. That's something that we have to give to system.
Yeah, and the disconnect is that they are not having anything rule that we will use this packaging material only.
But then how we will create the HUs then? This is how as a SAP consultant you would know that.
Exactly, that is what I'm hanging my head for so many days.
Somewhat you have to compromise for what you guys are saying, like stop for 2 days and then complete all these things and start entirely.
Even that is possible, sir. Production will not happen, but production will not happen for those 2 days, Saturday and Sunday.
Then why are we going to do all these things then?
Because it is already there in inventory. It is there in the bins as well.
Bins already there,
No,
and
I think this is
physically,
this is
manually
only
you can do
possible
that,
for
right?
2, 3.
If the bin is already having all these quantities, go ahead and check with one guy. This is what is produced for this. This is the packaging material we have used. Go ahead and search for with these 2 people or 3 people, and then prepare a list and then upload into SAP system. Stop it. That's it.
And just
And
take
even
the approval
Gaurav,
from supervisor.
I don't think 2, 3 days. I think 2, 3 hours are more than sufficient, right, for uploading all this. We can make this test in our QA system. We will be ensure that everything is good. We will just stop the production for 2, 3 hours. That's more than sufficient, I can say.
Production also they are stopping. That is not
Then there is no any problem.
Only thing is
Gaurav, if nobody is there, I will send few people, and then they will count and come back.
So if they count, sir, how do we manage? If they count, I mean, this is also what I have suggested them. They are doing PI as well. So what I have suggested them is scan the bin, scan the material and batch, enter the quantity, and give those entries to us. We will utilize that to transform it into SAP. But again, the same problem came up that if same material is having 5 quantity in the bin, but in 2 boxes, that is they are unable to provide in 2 different lines. It is getting clubbed into one single line. But physically, it is 2 boxes. That means 2 HU, 2 SAP.
Yeah, we can do that here. I mean, physically, if they are doing something, you ask them to do something like physical counting and without system. Just count and then come back and
just one question here. Yeah. When you said those are 2 boxes, those must be able. I mean, still in the current situation, they would be able to identify those 2 boxes as well, right? They must not be the same entity, right? There must be some barcode or some label information, right? That they could utilize and distinguish.
The perspective you are telling?
No, I'm talking about when you said those 2 boxes are still getting considered as single entity, right? And when they scan it also and provide the details to you, you'd not be able to distinguish those 2 boxes as separate entities, right?
Can you repeat? There was some background noise.
Yeah, sorry. So what I'm trying to say is when you scan a specific HU or when you let's say scan a specific what you're saying is there are 2 boxes and you're not able to identify them as 2 separate entities here.
No, they are identified. They are the same material, same batch, but in different boxes with different quantity.
That is fine, right? Physically, you have all the boxes. You can ask the business to probably scan all the boxes and provide the same information with you if they do not have that in the system right now, right?
Yes. So this is what I asked them. The only disconnect is that when they are scanning these 2 boxes, it is getting clubbed into one single entry because it is same batch, same material. Only the quantity is different. So the current system is coming it up because they do not have a system. So it is always material and product as a unique entry.
Okay. When you say these 2 scans also get clubbed into the same entry, what does it really mean?
But first of all, why scanning is required? First, we just need inventory, right? Why scanning is required in this?
Yeah, I mean, if they have already those details in the system, then it's okay. But in the system,
you can pull out the details from the system, right?
But Onkar, see,
if you do that inventory, so you will not get the exact physical thing. You will get quantity wise, it will match. Even bin wise, it will match. But physically, it will show you in inventory 1 entry, but physically there are 2 entries there of unique quantity.
Gaurav, what I'm trying to just say that, okay, if you just want to know that how much, let's assume there are 2 bins. In bin, same material with 2 boxes are there. In other bin, same material with 3 boxes are there with different quantities.
Yes.
So we just want that in each boxes, how much quantity is there of which batch. We just require that.
Yes. Another challenge I will give you. They cannot open
for this particular point. If I say, then it just the use of the warehouse worker. He has to give, or the supervisor, he has to just give us a list that in this bin there are 2 different boxes with these particular quantities and this particular material. That's it. We just require that, right?
So the entire counting stuff, right? You are asking.
Yeah, that's on paper. We just require those things.
To entertain so much manual work. That
But then
is,
how would they know that in which boxes how much
I
quantities are
was
present?
able to convince them, Omkar, I would not have asked this today.
Because what happens when Gaurav, if we try to accept each and everything of client, then it's very difficult to manage everything.
So that's
Some
what we
sometimes we
try
have
to bring them to standard. We try to bring them to standard. Please use pack spec. That's what it is for. You cannot have such dynamic pack spec quantity running around in the warehouse and same material with multiple quantities in the bins. But they said that's how the orders come, so that's how we manage. Okay, accepted. So now we said, please go ahead and count those boxes. What you said, give us the box count at least and the quantity in one box. So we will transform that into HU manage.
Correct. Yes.
But they do not want to go and physically count because for them it's big, huge warehouses and they cannot spend hours and hours doing that same activity. But yes, you have a point. You have asked them this, that while you are doing PI and sending us the inventory, you please do this as a